movies. I have a whole full sleeve of movie tattoos here. I'm working on a full sleeve on my leg of all Goonies stuff. I'm ridiculously into movies. So let's go with a title like this. We're going to go with a better title slide. Are we ready? Yes? Good? Oh, come on, it didn't work. The sound didn't work, guys. Come on. That totally blew my joke. Are we good? There we go. Sorry. Sound was a little messy there. Anyway, I'm going to tweet the link out to these slides so you can have it. I've got 98 slides to do. Luckily, the guys went a little fast, so I don't have to squeeze it all in. But I'm going to talk really fucking fast because I'm going to try to squeeze in as many tips as I can. Now, I run the SEO department and social media department for the third largest website provider for car dealers in the US. The important thing about that is go to our blog. I do a Wednesday video series. It's 80% SEO, about 20% PPC and just general marketing tips. So there's a lot of neat things there. It's all short form stuff. It's 3 to 5 minutes. It's super goofy. We put outfits on and do dumb shit. So go watch it. It's really funny. And also, like Dixon mentioned, I have a firm belief in the fact that bullet points kill kittens because I see a lot of really, really bad presenters. Not that he was bad because he had bullet points, but a lot of presenters. You go to, I don't know how many marketing conferences you guys go to, but I go to marketing conferences and literally you see the person that's literally probably not been out of their cubicle in 6 months and they stand behind the podium like this and they just read their slides and it's super fucking boring. So there's no bullet points in today's presentation. And, you know, we saw the movie thing here. Every time I do a presentation, there is a movie theme. And so today's theme is 80s movies. So we have 84 references to 80s movies today. And I know there's some young bucks in the room that probably haven't seen a lot of these movies. So if there's a movie that you haven't seen, we do have the movie over on the side of every slide so that you can figure it out and go watch it later. You should watch all of them. They're all amazing. So, is everybody ready? Yes. You kicking this off? Yes. You guys here because you need a hand with link building? Right? That's good stuff, right? You're spending too much time looking up at your competitors that rank higher than you, right? That's why you're here. You're getting your ass beat to death by these guys that are doing better SEO than you are. So I'm going to give you some tips today that are going to help. Because SEO and link building can go off in a lot of really confusing directions, so you've got to know the right things to do. Now, I'm not as cool as this motherfucker because I don't have fish in my shoes, but I'm going to give you some really cool tips today that are going to be awesome. But keep in mind, you're going to have to put in hard work. You can't do link building right if you're not going to put in hard work. And there's no miracle pill. But if you follow all the tips that I give you today, it's going to help you keep either your business or your client's business staying alive. Right? I know. Come on. Okay. So, I do local search. So I approach link building from a totally different perspective because I'm not dealing with these massive sites with hundreds of thousands of links. So one of the most important things that we base everything we do off of is the local search ranking factor study that happens every year. And for those of you that aren't in local, what this is they take the top 40 experts in local search worldwide. They send out this big questionnaire. Everybody puts in their thoughts and their feelings based on their own personal research because it's people that are tweaking these things day in and day out. And then they aggregate the answers. And this is basically the local search Bible every year. And so according to the local search ranking factors of this year, inbound links are the #1 ranking signal. So if you look at it, you get this nice big pie chart, and then there's the big 28.6%. Think of it like links are votes of popularity. And in local SEO, we're talking a lot smaller scale stuff. So if you get more votes, that means you're winning the popularity class, or the popularity contest in your high school class. Now, all the link builders, like the guys that came before me, are talking about big, massive things. And they want links from these really high authority sites. And you want really high authority links. And you've got to put all of this work into getting these digital assets together like Dixon talked about. And all of this outreach and stuff. The thing is with local SEO, it's totally different. We're on a different scale. I don't give a shit about domain authority. I don't give a shit about trust flow. It doesn't matter to me when I'm doing local SEO. And you guys can take these local SEO ideas, even if you don't do local, and start doing a different kind of link building, either for yourself or for your clients, and make a completely huge change in the way that you're doing things. We also don't care if a link is follow or no follow. Because like we talked about in the last couple of sessions, we want a link because that link's actually going to drive traffic. Most of the time we're building links, and I'm not thinking, I'm going to build this link because it's going to get me to rank higher. I'm building this link because, holy shit, there's a lot of people on this site that are going to find this link useful and come to my client's site and buy shit from my client. But oh, guess what? That's also the kind of link that Google thinks is awesome. It's going to make me rank higher and get me more business anyway. So we're not doing this on the same scale. Like I said, we're not talking hundreds of thousands of links. With local SEO, sometimes it's less than 100. I onboard new clients that sometimes have less than 10 links. And that's really common. I don't have to go get 100 links for somebody. I've had clients that I've worked with where I can get 1 or 2 links and that jumps them up to the top of the pack with just a couple of links. So you have to think of it in a different way too, of not just sheer numbers. And when we're talking to our clients, we're not thinking about how many links do you have altogether. We're looking at how many sites are linking to you. I could give a shit how many different links you're getting from one site. It's all about the links that you have, the number of different sites you have linking to you. Now, Google's going to weight the links that are pointed to. This should be common knowledge, but in case there's noobs in the room, Google's going to weight the links that are pointed to your website on these 3 factors. And so this is one of the things that the guys that do the regular traditional SEO are really worried about relevance. They're really worried about Penguin, and it's got to be a super relevant link from a really authoritative source. But the thing is, local links are relevant. If you've got a site that's a brick and mortar site in a town like Brighton, you can get a link from any other business in Brighton, and it's automatically a relevant link because it's coming from a business that's nearby to your business. So that changes the way that you do link building, because you don't have to think, I've got to go create this asset and do all this stuff. So the thing that you need to start thinking about is, what kind of value can I provide to another business that maybe has nothing to do with what my business does or my client's business does? So kind of like Dixon was talking about, he's got to do the whole networking thing with the beer. It's all about real-world relationships. And if you build these real-world relationships and a partnership with another local business, then that's going to provide long-term value for 2 reasons. Like I said, first of all, it's going to drive real-world traffic because they're referring people to you, and you're also going to get a really stellar hyperlocal link that's going to make a huge difference because of the way that Google looks at these local links differently. The other really great thing about it is local links are hard to reverse engineer, because when you go look at you run it through Majestic, you run it through Moz, and let's say I had a customer that I got a bunch of local links for, and all of a sudden they rank #1. Their competitors are like, holy shit, what's going on? They're going to go run it through Majestic, they're going it through Moz, and they're going to go, well, it's clearly not their links because all they have is a bunch of shitty links. Because they do regular SEO, and they don't understand that with local SEO, the local links carry a ton of weight, which makes it really hard for those competitors that don't understand local to reverse engineer it. And plus, because it's based on these partnerships and these relationships, you're getting a link that your competitors can't get because they don't have that same relationship. So the other thing that's really important, that's really great, is you can get a ton of local links for the same amount of effort that you're putting into the whole process that Dixon went through, which his process is great, but it takes a ton of time because you've got to like find your influencers and create your digital asset and make your infographic and do all the shit that you got to do, and then do your outreach and do your networking, blah, 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 blah. Where if you've already got some relationships in place, you can be like boom, 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 and you get all these local links really quickly, and you're doing it for less time and less effort, which means better return on investment. So you're probably going, okay, you wanker, what do we actually do? I'm tired of all this high-level bullshit I've been hearing from all these people all day long. Tell me what the fuck to actually do, right? Who's saying that? Show of hands. People want to be like, what the fuck do we do, right? Okay, so here's what the fuck you do. There's 5 ways to build local links. It all boils down to these 5 things. Number 1, pay for sponsorships. Yes, Google doesn't want you to buy links, but Google's totally okay with you paying for a local sponsorship and getting a link out of it. Number 2, donate time or volunteer. You're not paying for that link with money, you're paying for it with time. Number 3, get involved in the local community and join a local group or a local club. Something you're doing for fun, but hey, guess what? It pays dividends because you get extra stuff. Also, share useful information. Do have that digital asset that's awesome because your business or your client is a true expert in something and you can share useful info. Like Ely said, this is important shit. You're not doing this to get a link. You're sharing this because people are going to find this useful. You're trying to help people. And then the final one is be creative or get random mentions. I've got that guy tattooed on me, by the way, too. And I guess a lot of people over here haven't seen A Christmas Story, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's like one of the greatest movies ever. So, one of the things that we always talk about with our clients when we onboard them is we have a very long conversation about what they've already been doing to help us with our link building. Because a lot of businesses, when you're talking about local businesses, are involved in the local community. They're already doing things. Car dealers are already sponsoring 5Ks and donating their time to feed people at the homeless shelter and do things like that. So we want to talk about the relationships that are already in place. So when we onboard a client, we're like, hey, what's already going on? Because a lot of times we can find out about all these relationships that already exist that let us go bam, 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 bam. We just got you 5 links in the first week. So you've got to think and talk to your clients or to your own business and figure out what's going on that you can then mine to get local links from those local businesses. And also talk about the things that are already happening, not just personal relationships, but the things that that business is doing in the community, or things that other businesses are doing with your business. So now you really want some real world shit that you can do, right? Are you ready for the lightning round? You guys get it? Lightning round? Get it? That's kind of like my rim shot today. So, okay, I'm going to go through this stuff really fast. I actually have 98 slides I'm supposed to do in 20 minutes, but thank God those guys went fast because I can go a little slower. So, local meetups. Go to meetup.com, or over here it might be meetup.co.uk, whatever. But it's a site where it has people talking about the meetings that they have on a monthly basis. There's two ways you can go here. A lot of these people that are meeting don't have a permanent place to meet. If your place of business has space that you can offer for them to come have a meeting and say, hey, your group needs a place to meet, come use my place of business. I'm closed at this point, or we've got a little corner you can go to. Guess what? Boom. Killer awesome link. Or there's people that already have a place to go, but they're looking for sponsors. And you can throw in 50 pounds a month to buy their pizza and their beer. Boom. Killer local link. That's idea number one. Idea number two, local directories. Every town is going to have a directory of local businesses. So there's like Brighton businesses, Brighton restaurants, Brighton bars, Brighton this, Brighton that. Find those local directories that you can apply to the business that you're working with. Get on those directories. Now, you're not doing shitty directory link building. I'm not telling you to go to abcxyzdirectory.com and freeseolinks.com. I'm talking about legitimate sites where you're providing a useful service by providing information to that because your business is relevant to that local city. Also, local review sites. There's going to be review sites in every city about the bars and restaurants or whatever. The local newspapers, local radio stations, things like that will have these review sites you can get onto very easily. Event sponsorships, like I said, go sponsor a 5K, sponsor a golf tournament. They're always going to ask for your logo, but they won't always put a link on it. All you have to do is ask. It's super easy. Local resource pages. You'll have companies that are like, hey, we don't want to support the big box stores like Best Buy and shit, so support the local mom and pops and go to these businesses because they're awesome. Well, guess what? If you're a mom and pop business, it's super easy to get on those pages, so you can go and do that. Local blogs. Find the mommy bloggers. Find all the people in that town that are doing blogs and writing blogs and figure out what useful information you can provide to them. They're hungry to find out shit they can put on their blogs. You can donate shit. You can donate time. You can do whatever. You can provide them information. You get a killer blog post. You get a killer link, and it's going to drive traffic. Local newspapers. Newspapers are struggling very hard right now because they're trying to shift and adjust to being all digital when they're not really ready to. So they're very hungry for digital content that they can continue to put up. So if you could provide useful information and good stuff to them, you're going to get on their digital edition very easily and get a killer link. Local charities. Again, like I said earlier, donate your time or donate money. And it's very easy to get linked to from local charities. And it looks good from a marketing perspective. And you want to be involved in the community and give back to it anyway. Local clubs and organizations. If you're the member of a club, a lot of times you can get listed on that club's website. If you're on the board, or if you're a VP or president or treasurer, you're going to be listed on that site. So talk to your clients. Find out what clubs the management and ownership is involved with. Ask them to ask their employees, because any employee can get listed on this. It's a killer way to get linked. I've got him tattooed on my arm too, for those of you that don't know. Local calendar pages. Brighton's going to have some sort of a calendar. So if you've got a client in Brighton and there's something going on, and there's a sale or there's some event, you can get listed on that Brighton calendar page. Boom, killer, easy local link. Local interviews. If you know someone, this personal relationship thing I mentioned earlier, you know someone, you go do an interview, you throw the interview up on your site, boom. You've got useful, unique local info about that local person that now other people are probably going to want to link to. And you can do some outreach and get a link to that. Or if you know someone that has a site and you can get interviewed by, or you can have someone at that business get interviewed and get on that site, that's also a great way to go. Local business associations. There's going to be a London Bar Owner Association, or a London Car Dealer Association, or a UK Car Dealer Association. There's going to be associations for any type of vertical. It's very easy to get listed on that and make sure there's a link there. Local food banks, homeless shelters, things like that. If you're donating to that, you're going to get linked very quickly, very easily. Local shelters, like I just mentioned, another really easy way to get linked. I'm talking really fast, I'm thirsty. Local schools. If you're doing something for your kid's school, or your client is doing something for their kid's school, very easy to get listed on the school, especially if you're on some sort of a board for the school, or if it's a private school, or if they've done something great with sports, it's very easy to get listed there. Ethnic business directories. Now this one's a touchy one, and you have to approach it carefully. But for example, when we onboard a new car dealer, and we can tell by the guy's name that he's not from the United States, we will typically say, hey, look, we can tell you're not from the United States. Don't take this the wrong way, but where are you from? Oh, I'm from Iran. Okay, well, cool, because in your town, there's a directory of Iranian-owned businesses. And all the Iranians in town go to that directory every day, and they support all those businesses, and boom, you get a really killer link, and who cares about the SEO? Because those directories, the ethnic business directories, drive a shit ton of traffic. So you've got to figure out a creative way to broach that subject without offending people, but these are really killer, easy links to get. Local art festivals. When those things are happening, they're always looking for sponsors. It's always easy to get in on that. You can donate food, you can donate time, you can do whatever. Local guides. This one's a cool one. So when we write blog posts, a lot of the blog posts we do, in fact, half the blog posts that we're writing, are always about the local area, so that we're making the blog a local news destination. So we'll also write things like, hey, you know, for this dealership, they love to go out and eat lunch together at lunchtime, and their 5 favorite burger restaurants are these 5, or their 5 favorite barbecue restaurants are these 5. So there's a very large marathon, and it's like the 3rd or 4th largest marathon in the United States that happens in Dallas. And so we had a car dealer, and we aggregated a lot of those top 5 posts together, and we created a few new ones and put it into a PDF. So it was a guide for people coming in from out of town for the race. So it was top 5 steak restaurants, top 5 barbecue spots, top 5 burger places. We also had top 5 hotels near the race route, top 5 places to stand on the race route to watch your loved one run by, et cetera, et cetera. Put it out, did our outreach, got some links, whoop-de-doo. The really cool thing is we actually had a guy that flew in one way from out of town and bought a car from that dealership because he thought the guide was so cool and he found a car there that he wanted to buy. So again, we did this kind of for link building, but we actually got a real-world sale out of the asset that we made for link building directly because this guy saw the asset. And it was really, really cool. So you can do guides, or you can get included in a guide if someone else is putting something together. Homeowners associations. Homeowners associations, what about the guy that wins the lawn of the month and you are working with a client that's a restaurant and you tell that restaurant, hey, let's just give a free appetizer to the guy that wins yard of the month. Boom, killer link right there, also real world traffic. Neighborhood watch sites, and that's a goofy US spelling, right? Because you guys spell that different than we do. But the neighborhood watch sites, they all have shitty WordPress sites, and they're all really hungry for stuff to put on there. And all these neighborhood sites, again, these are great for SEO, but these sites are heavily trafficked by the people in that neighborhood, and it's hyper-local. There may be like 50 people in that neighborhood, but they go to that website every damn day. So as our car dealers, we'll go in and say, hey, look, we'll give you an extra $5 off an oil change, and it's a stackable special with any other special out there just for the people in this neighborhood. Boom, killer local link, and a shit ton of traffic from that small group of people that are in that area. So let's talk about the process. We just went through that. Now here's what you do. Gosh. Trying to go fast. I guess I've got time, right? I've got time. We'll good. So local link building process. Here's what you do. You're going to pull your links from your tool of choice. Now you may just use one. I suggest using more than one. Like Dixon was showing earlier, they're pulling different things. I think, Feely, you showed some stuff too where the tools pull different things. We use all 3 of these. We use Majestic, we use Moz, and we use Ahrefs. We put them into a single spreadsheet and we dedupe so that gives us a better guide of what the links are. Then we also pull the competitors' links. So we've got the links for our client, we've got the competitors' links, and then we look for opportunities. We look for things that our competitors have that we don't have. Now, we need unique links to win. We don't want to get the same links our competitors have, but it's a really good starting strategy. Because if someone in the local area is linking to a competitor in the local area, it's probably very easy for you to get that same link. So A, it's easy to get. B, it devalues the link for your competitor. Because right now, they have it and you don't. As soon as you get it, it doesn't really help you that much from an algorithmic perspective. But it does hurt them a little bit. It's kind of like legal negative SEO. Because now they don't have all these unique links that your client doesn't have because you've got the same links. Also, another thing that people that are really centered in on local forget to think about, if you're an agency in Brighton and you only work in like Brighton and Hove, and you're not thinking about other cities, don't forget to pull links from businesses in London, or even go further north, go Manchester, go wherever. Because if you pull from other cities, you're going to find patterns and things that you can do as far as local links that you never would have thought of, because in the little bubble of where you're concentrating, nobody's thought of that yet. So don't forget to do stuff like that. So once you've dug up all of this stuff and figured out all these links, you start compiling a spreadsheet. And in this spreadsheet, you're going to list out the name of the site, the URL of the site, the contact information for everybody in the site, and you make this huge list of link opportunities so that everything is there. You even list out the value of what it's going to cost or the time that it's going to cost. You dig up all the contact info so that when it's time to go get that link, you don't then have to go figure out what to do. You know exactly who to contact. And then you present that list to your client and say, okay, Mr. Client, which of these links would you like us to go get for you? Because for us, and I don't know the way you guys do things, but for us, your SEO charge is here, but if you want us to buy links, we're not buying those for you. We can buy them for you with your money, but that's extra. So we let our clients know, hey, if we're finding local links that are, a couple $100 a month, you're going to have to pay for those. You choose which ones you want. If you're in-house, you give to your boss. Say, hey, look, here's the links that we can go get right now. Which ones do you want to go after? If you're in-house and you've got a budget, make the decision yourself. Here's what my budget is this month for link building. Here's what I can go spend. Here's what I can take care of. Then you rinse and repeat. Do it every quarter. This is a 3-month cycle for us. So every 3 months, we compile the list. We give it to our client. We let them tell us what they want. Then we go get those links. Then we scrub the list, get rid of all the ones that we got, and then we start over. And remember, this is small scale too. So if you've got 25 or 30 opportunities on here, you're maybe only getting 1 or 2. You're not going to go get 30, 40, 150, 200 links. So when we're doing link outreach in local, it's different than the process that Dixon was talking about, because you're not trying to find influencers and going out and doing all this stuff. Because a lot of times these people don't even know what SEO is, don't even know what digital is. So you have to be very careful about the way that you approach these people and the way that you talk to these people. And you don't want to talk about links or SEO right off the bat, because their eyes are going to glaze over and they're going to be like, oh, that shit scares me. I don't know what you're talking about. No way. And these are people that sometimes don't even know how to turn on a computer. So you've got to be very careful about the way that you approach it. And remember, this isn't about the link. This is about the value that you can provide. So you approach these people, here's the value that we can provide to your users to make your user experience better on your website. And I've got that guy tattooed right here, and it actually won an award at a tattoo contest. So, cool real world story. I did some freelance work for an attorney. And this guy was like, I don't understand what's going on. This one other attorney in town is consistently outranking us. And I've got 3 times as many links. And this is one of those guys that thought he knew everything about SEO. Well, I've got more links, so I should rank higher. But I've seen you talk about local SEO. Can you help me out and take a look and see what's going on? And I said, sure. Yeah, I'll take it out. I'll take a check. And I figured, let's graph out the links pointed at these sites based on domain authority. So, sorry, I thought I advanced that there. So I graphed out his links based on domain authority. So here's what we saw. So the one in red is the guy. Now keep in mind, this is not number of links. This is both link profiles, but the blue one is 1/3 as many as the red. The red guy has 3 times as many. But we see the red guy, now this says percentages, but this is basically domain authority 11 to 50, domain authority 51 to 100. So the red guy, most of his links are below a 50 domain authority. And I'm like, hey, there's something there. Let's break it up a little more. So then I broke it up even more. And so you see that, 28% of this guy's links were less than 25 domain authority, which normally would be okay if you're going to get those shitty church links and those shitty local charity links, right? But this guy was getting ABCXYZ directory and SEOfreelinks.com and really shitty directory links, so they didn't work. The guy in blue, he's got almost 21% of his links are above a domain authority of 90 because he was doing real-world link building with really kick-ass digital assets because it was personal injury attorney stuff. So because of that, I came back and I said, hey, look, you got all the wrong kinds of links and that's why he's beating you. Would you guys like to be able to do something like that really easy? Who wants to do that? Anybody? Cool, because you can do it with my badass link worksheet, and everybody gets one, just like Oprah. So, you can download the file at bit.ly/badass-link-worksheet. It's super cool. You got to enable the macro. It's got 4 simple steps. You're going to have your link export from Open Site Explorer from last time, your link export for this month of your client's links, and a single link export for a competitor. You paste those 3 in, you click a button, it does all the graphing for you. It will also give you a page that shows you the links that have disappeared since the previous link export in Open Site Explorer, and it will give you a list of all the links that your competitors have that you don't have in like 10 seconds. So it's super awesome, so you can download that. Also, we have a link questionnaire that we give to all of our clients. I'm going to let you guys have it. So if you go to bit.ly/local-link-questions, that's the questionnaire that we give out to every new client that we onboard. It's 30 questions. It's pretty in-depth, but it will really give you a handle on what's going on with that business so that you can dig into the possible opportunities you've got to go build some local links. So in summation at the end, forget about all the big PR link shit. Go really hard at small local links. You'll get more for your effort. You're going to get better results. Local links will help you win the fight for better visibility. So hopefully that was not too much and too fast so that everybody's head hurts, Because the last thing I want to do is blow up somebody's brain. Who in here has not seen scanners? Show of hands. So what happens next after this to that guy because his head blows up is this. So I didn't want to do that to anybody. So hopefully now that you've got some really cool, actionable, real-world examples of what to do, you're all going to be really excited about local SEO. And I've got one thing left to say. Thank you.